Hello folks. So I got this acoustic guitar back in 2009 and this was the second guitar that I had. Back then it sounded much better than the previous guitar that I had, and it had a much fuller sound and a much rounder bass. I wrote so many of my songs on it, used it for so many of my recordings, and played it live many times. So definitely this guitar has some emotional attachment for me. However, I've been playing this for over 10 years now and it's got quite a battering. I like to use 13 gauge strings on it, and it traveled with me from hot temperatures of Shantiniketan to very cold temperatures in Darjeeling. Now, because of the string tension of the high strings as well as the extreme temperature changes, the neck has bent quite a lot. The action is pretty high, the bridge is peeling off from the body of the guitar, and the heel itself is tearing off from the guitar. And the worst thing that happened to it was that it fell off from the top of a moving car, and it's the worst damage that it could have had. So I'm sure a lot of you people have your old guitars at home which you cannot play anymore. I'm sure you love those guitars and don't want to let it rot away. So I tried figuring out some solutions for this guitar. The first thing I did was trying to use lighter gauge strings, but the damage was already done. So the next thing that I decided to do was tune it lower than standard tuning. First it was just a mild drop D, but then I kept going lower and lower until I reached till this. So this is a standard B, or the tuning of a baritone guitar. This is a B, E, A, D, F sharp, and another B. So when I play this chord over here, in the shape of an E major, this is actually not an E major but a B major. And this is your E major. So after that I wrote many songs on this tuning as well. One song that I wrote that I released sometime last year.
I'm amongst people who love to hate me. I'm amongst people who love to hate me.
So this chord over here, even though I'm holding a C shape, is actually a G major. Another one that I wrote on this guitar, on this tuning, and I hope to record and release that one soon as well. My name is Jean Valjean, and I'm a slave of the law. 19 years in prison, in the cold eyes that never thaw. So you might have noticed that I'm only playing on this part of the neck. The reason is that the higher up the neck I go, the intonation kind of messes up, and it's also got more action, which makes it even more difficult to play. So you can hear this B major over here with an E shape is pretty much in tune. But if I play this F major over here with the shape of a B flat on a regular standard tuned guitar, you can hear that some of the strings are not exactly in tune, even though the open strings are pretty much in tune. So this is more like a just intonation. Like for every song that I play, depending on the key that I'm playing, I have to kind of make minor adjustments. It's definitely not equal temperament here. But I definitely wanted to play higher up the neck, but I couldn't anymore. So there was one solution that I came up with for it. And it's the slide. So while playing with a slide guitar, the action doesn't really matter a lot, and in fact, it's better if you have a higher action. Because when playing with a slide guitar, you don't actually press down on the strings, you just lightly touch it, and the slide doesn't touch any part of the fretboard at all. So it's a perfect solution what you can do with your old guitar, which has quite a bit of an action and it can't be adjusted with a truss rod. So if you have an old guitar with a lot of action and it cannot be repaired with a truss rod adjustment, well, the solution is use lighter gauge strings, tune it as down as you like, and then use a slide guitar. And you can play with your fingers on this part of the neck. Let me know what you guys like to do with your old guitars. And I hope that you can get lots of music coming out from your old guitars that you thought was unplayable. I hope you all like this video. Do give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And until next time, stay untuned.